just told them
but you
that
are
they
not
couldn't meet in
listening
rooms,
to me.
and you guys did not reinforce
Our
that.
only question here is capacity. We need to keep it to 18. We are glad to do this conversation.
Well, I'm asking the union, because you represent the union, why you guys didn't reinforce what's still asked of you.
Because that is policy.
That is policy.
That is
union
what
works
was
cannot
told to us,
reimburse.
that they were not allowed here.
You all are welcome to move this conversation.
No, are you gonna listen to me? They were not allowed here.
The
Period.
union
Why
allowed them,
are
and
they
would
here?
still ask you to reinforce that they not get rooms.
These are individual KU students.
Meeting as a
That
group
is-
against
absolutely is.
policy.
group.
Meeting as a group against policy.
That's a group of individuals.
Let's just be clear that this is a policy.
Still agree with me.
We didn't talk to you. We have something we need to say, so.
So people are not allowed. There's a ban on
We
these
are not.
individuals.
You guys are, you are absolutely allowed. Every single person who's in this room is allowed in this
Ma'am,
room.
once again,
You are not
what we're
listening.
telling you is the silk specifically asked you to reinforce that they did not need a room, that as individuals, they can be in the union. You guys agreed, even said that you would have someone lock this room. You guys did not. But I'm asking you at this moment, why did you not adhere what Silk asked you to do to adhere to policy? You only can give me one.
You are not doing your job.
Hold on.
Is what you're doing.
What is your name? I'm sorry.
My name is Lisa Crane.
What?
Crane.
Crane?
Crane.
Crane. Lisa Crane. Okay. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and continue with what we have to do. Because we
And
want to
there's no capacity issue,
You all
so
are welcome to stay in this
Yes,
room.
we
You're
know.
welcome to move out into the dining area if the group.
it's
is-
too late
But
now.
only
You let the
18,
group
right?
congregate,
Not more
so
than
let's
18
not
people.
go there.
Okay, we do need to keep it to 18 people. That's my concern.
That's the
If you
capacity
guys
concern. We're
want-
adhering
If you
to it.
want the larger group to be part of the conversation, the dining room is certainly yours to.
We can't force a group that is against us even existing to move outside this room.
Okay.
Like, come on now.
It is certainly within, that's certainly an option.
Okay. So go ahead.
All right, so
This is directed at you guys sitting here.
Who's against you existing? I'm excited.
before you talk, sorry, I'm from the
Are you
Kansas.
their
Just
advisor?
so everybody's aware, I'm a reporter. I'm from the Kansas.
Oh, no, I'm with the press. I'm just
Okay.
here to
Oh,
report
okay.
on
You
it.
be
Quiet, please.
Okay.
No, I can ask questions because we have free speech in this country. Don't you remember?
Not
Did you read the Bill of Rights?
Go ahead.
All right.
Did they give that to you? in
Excuse
the
us.
Constitution?
We're speaking. Excuse
So
us.
am I. Excuse me?
Yeah, so please shut the fuck up.
Make
Free,
me.
please. All right. So
Make me bully. Bully me. Come on. Beat me up.
We have decorum.
That's who you are.
I would very much like to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. So, I think we would all like it if you would all outline your goals with this group and the values that the group shares.
Well, Ted, I would love to do that for you, but given that we can't find an advisor, I cannot speak to the goals of KUEF at this time. This is strictly a group of individual conservatives meeting to discuss the events that are taking place on campus.
So this is for people to come together and discuss like-minded conservative ideals.
This is a group of individuals come, but this is not about meeting.
Okay, but is this not an intellectual safe space for you to retreat into then?
No, absolutely not.
How so?
We're allowing you to express your ideals without us shutting you down and calling you a white supremacist.
Yes, but this is a place for you to congregate and discuss your shared ideals as conservatives.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
How is this not a safe space?
we seek to destroy intellectual safe spaces.
But how is this
It's not a-
meeting not a
intellectual
safe space? What separates this meeting from another meeting about a democratic society as opposed to a conservative one?
There's nothing that separates the two.
So how is this not an intellectual safe space is my question.
You are not answering the question.
So,
Maybe I don't
Maybe he doesn't
understand
understand.
your question.
So the definition of an intellectual, so there's no technical definition of an intellectual safe space because that does not exist.
Well,
There
I
is
believe that it exists, and I define
There
An
is no
intellectual
definition.
safe space would be Twitter and discussing your intellectual ideas, not physically, right?
Are they allowed to do that?
Of course they are.
You're
We're in
from the
America,
press.
right?
Your job is not to interject. with
My
you.
job is to ask
you,
questions. I'm with the press.
objective-
I do my job as I
If you
see
want,
fit.
if you want.
If you don't want me to do my job, beat me up and throw me out.
Why do you
so-
continue to say that, Dale?
So
Okay.
the definition of safe space is a group that is marginalized, that comes
But we let
together
press
to
on
communicate
campus.
their experiences, typically on a college campus.
And you're not marginalizing these people by saying that they can't?
No, because they cannot be marginalized by
We're asking that
definition.
question.
I
We're
am
not talking
simply
to you.
reading a definition, sir.
Fucking awesome.
So given that definition, how are you not a safe space?
I'm sorry, there was a lot of crosstalk. Could you
Read the definition.
Okay, so the definition of a safe space is a group that is marginalized that comes together to communicate their
I'm talking
experiences.
about intellectual safe spaces.
There's not
And
a
you never
definition
finished,
because
please.
it's not an actual
What is an
thing.
intellectual safe space then?
The intellectual safe space is this idea. It's not an actual physical space. It's the idea that you can't retreat from arguments that you may not necessarily be comfortable with or disagree with.
So like
That-
Twitter.
Pardon?
Twitter is an intellectual safe space then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so how is, this is right now we are physically meeting. This is a physical safe space. What sets you apart from the groups that you seek to dismantle?
We're not seeking to dismantle.
You call yourself safe
Safe
space,
space,
Demolish
demolition.
safe spaces.
Intellectual safe space.
What is, so
literally
you seek to
said it.
demolish Twitter?
We've already established that, and I'm sorry to talk, I know I'm not supposed to, but intellectual safe spaces are literally not a thing, and that's what we said. There is no definition for an intellectual
I
safe
gave
space.
you one of what I thought.
Your subjective
You
And
made
then,
it up.
and then I asked you if Twitter would be an example, and you said yes.
Well,
And
isn't
so-
the idea of the intellectual safe spaces that we can have subjectively different definitions of what that intellectual
I said,
safe space is?
did
So,
I have
right,
subjective
but
definition?
so we are physically meeting to discuss intellectual ideas.
Okay.
So this is a safe space.
There's no more room for capacity.
The difference is
in
there's
here.
no banned ideas here. We want the free flow ideas. I think that's where we differ. I think where you guys are a bit expansionist in your ideology is that you just want your ideas, nobody else's ideas.
Who said
That's absolutely.
How did
Yeah,
you,
we-
what,
Who said that?
so how
We've
did
seen
you
that
come
all
to this?
across the.
How did
She
you
told
come
me
to
to
this?
shut the fuck up, so yeah, I agree.
And you told us
Because
that
you're not-
we were gonna fucking bully you and
actions
fuck
of
you
last
this and fucking
week
that.
and
Yeah,
so
fuck you,
far
bitch.
today, and I'd say enough evidence to prove.
Enough
Okay.
evidence that we got
That's
told that
okay.
you were
We
hell
will
bent
get
on
back to that.
demolishing safe spaces. That came in here to confront you and you did nothing but belittle, smirch, and motherfucking attack us in this space.
That's okay, that's,
May I ask? Can I ask how
I
we
believe I'm
actually attacked you?
There was
Because I'm
a
interested in
all right,
your
so-
aggressive-
Latina student in here and you said you wanted the freedom to say illegal. No human being should be deemed illegal since white folks
And also, it's an act of
illegal
prison.
alien when y'all created this nation. There's documentation of that if you need that as well.
And
That's
so-
history.
I think
Let me
that
say
this-
something. Let me say something. As a Native American, as an enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation, it is so funny to me, and I know this is off topic, but I am sorry, but this pisses me off so much. You should not be calling anybody illegal because,
That
God
right
damn
there.
it, you're on my
That
land.
right there. That's exactly what we're talking about.
And
You're
this
trying
is
to-
what
you're
you
trying
guys
to-
facilitate.
You're trying to
You want to
control what we
demolish
say.
safe
You're
spaces.
trying to control what we say.
You create
We're
unsafe
trying-
spaces.
Yeah,
with
your language
rhetoric,
Trinity. Your
Because
language
this
bullies.
is what
You're-
we're language
more like
bullies. No,
basketball.
there's what's called
Yeah.
informed knowledge.
All right,
No,
hey,
you're
guys.
trying to control
There's
what
what's
I
called
say.
informed
You're trying to control
knowledge,
what I think.
and there's what's called opinion.
You're
I have a
doing
lot of
right.
opinions,
Good job.
not informed knowledge. And listen, all this oppressive ass shit y'all doing to me too, I will pop off on everyone. I need y'all to know that. So please don't touch me when I'm upset
Sorry.
at all. Thank you.
Okay. Even though you do not believe that you are directly condoning violence towards marginalized identities, you are advocating violent and hostile rhetoric. At Trendsetter54 on Twitter, which is an intellectual safe space, says, directly at Trinity, you need to learn manners. You don't belong in our civilized world until you learn to respect your betters. You are also fat. At Trendsetter54, you shall be called Nigglypuff, which is directly in correlation to the rhetoric that you guys use. Nigglypuff, that's related to
Cassie
you.
Dillon, who
At
she
Cassie-
retweeted and she uplifted.
At Cassie Dillon, oh my God, which is in direction to this Juliet, I guess is your name. I'm
Hannah
supposing.
is her
Hannah,
name.
okay. Directly to you, OMG. This is the girl. If this is the girl who had Trigley 2.0 in her face, then she is my hero in regards to being recorded. So the rhetoric that you guys are using in your meetings and in your policies that you're trying to, I don't know,
Push.
ideology, right? You are condoning violence directly against people.
We are not condoning.
this is a person who publicly posted on your Facebook in support of your mission.
You've also
Who said-
shared her information as well on Twitter.
This is someone who you are clearly colluding with to discuss these ideas about
I'm sorry, just so I can understand where you come from. Are you upset with my relationship as opposed with this Cassie Dillon person? Specifically.
I
We
am-
want you to understand that even though you are not directly causing violence towards people, the rhetoric that you are influencing, the rhetoric that you are sharing on Twitter and Facebook and all of this stuff from Cassie Dillon, the support you are receiving is violence.
Your silence is
What
heard.
has been the violent act committed?
Nigglypuff. Nigglypuff.
That's a
That is a literal act of violence.
Who
That
said
is
that?
We condone.
Who said that?
at Trendsetter54
Who's
on
that?
Twitter.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Who is that?
I have no clue who that is.
So now you
Are you saying
guys,
that we're guilty
so
by
we
association?
can make it
supposed to
specific
replace
to
it?
mutual friends on Facebook if you want to. You don't know them individuals either, right? Because they sharing y'all page all day in support and they're violent as fuck. So we can go back to mutual friends. We can go to Twitter ads. We can go to who you're uplifting and who you're supporting, who are pushing your agenda and your ideas. We can go to your national organization, which is deemed all right. We can do all of that. You know, all right is the new word for white supremacists, right? You do know that, right?
Absolutely. I've condoned the alt-right numerous times on my Twitter.
So you're all right.
I disowned the alt-right.
You just said
As a hate group, but they're not a hate group on our campus.
But there are predicated on guilty.
this is a document.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I need to say that I condemn the alt-right. If you would
No, you don't.
This was something that was tweeted at
You spoke again.
This was directly tweeted at Trinity, by the way.
Your ears.
I would actually like to address this Northwestern article because there's also
No,
well,
that's just
you
for you
gave
to
me
be informed.
no, you gave me this, so I think that we can. Okay. There's all. I'm just.
That was
saying
a response to University of Michigan, which we were told motivated your existence.
University of Chicago.
University of Chicago.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Michigan, Chicago. Thanks for the Michigan lakes.
Well, it's also the opinion of the University of Chicago, which is fine. Okay. I was just
But you
gonna-
guys did not tell the director of SILF that that's what motivates this existence. You felt the University of Chicago could do so, you guys could do so as well? Was that misinformation we received? Because I would love to know.
Could you please rephrase your question?
Once again, did you not talk to the director of SILF, her name is Marsha Cooper, and say that your motivation for this group was the University of Chicago and their proclamation to not create safe spaces? That's what motivated this group, and that was your same goal?
No, actually, that was not how this group originated. Before the Chicago letter even came out, we expressed interest with the YAF headquarters to establish this group. I actually reached out to Victoria and our former finance chair, Kyle, about starting the group before this letter even came out.
So what was your term? What was your motivation?
What was your motivation?
Just to
My
destroy
motivation is-
safe spaces, right?
Yeah, Chicago actually was a big reaffirmation of what we are trying to do here at KUYAF. If you came to our tabling event, which I don't think I think Josh was actually the only one. He was kind of my buddy out there at the tabling event. What we had at the table was actually that University of Chicago letter because it reinforced everything that we want to do here at the University of University of Kansas in regards to safe spaces, trigger warnings, and microaggressions.
And Gabriel, when we read you the definition of safe spaces, and that in fact it says that there are spaces for marginalized students, do you not support marginalized students on this campus?
No,
being the fact
absolutely.
that that's the definition.
No, I absolutely support marginalized.
So how can you
students.
simultaneously destroy space for them and support them?
I'm not, once again, I'm not out to destroy any physical space, just intellectual safe spaces and create a marketplace of thought.
So you are against the gathering of people to discuss intellectual ideas like we are doing right now?
No, absolutely. That's why I held this meeting. I expected that there would be dissenters that would show up. I'm glad that we're having this debate. Political discourse like this is exactly what we want from this club.
Political discourse is your goal.
Yeah.
It's just complete discourse.
Do you understand that this is not just political in certain communities? Do you understand that certain ideologies literally threaten ways of life?
Absolutely, certain ideologies.
Ideologies
Like what? Tell
that-
me about
that
it.
you
Like
condone.
hate speech or racism. We
Like
don't
what?
condone those.
Give me some examples. Like perhaps the slur that was thrown at Trinity by someone who supports
Absolutely.
this club.
We don't condone that.
Okay, so that
We
was
don't
someone
want the
who...
support
Are you
of
gonna
anyone
hold them
out there.
accountable for saying things like that then?
I'm not going to police the internet. I'm going to.
But you
Because
don't-
you want to eliminate those
But this is
intellectual
someone
safe
who you
spaces
are
online
directly
so that those
collaborating
conversations
with.
can happen.
This is someone
safe
you
spaces.
collaborate with.
20 minutes.
Look, we do not condone any racist or hateful rhetoric towards people.
That's great.
I would hope not, but you just said you endorse alt-right.
No. Once again.
I need you to clarify that, because
Okay.
I'm still there.
Absolutely not. Anyone who knows me knows I hate the alt-right. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm actually a never Trump guy. Another thing that you might not know.
No, because last time you had someone here saying that he uplifted Trump, and that's the candidate he believed in, so we wouldn't know that.
I know that there are members in my club who do support Donald Trump, and I
Yeah.
think that.
And even with him having Islamophobia in his rhetoric, even him having outright racist sentiments, when he asked what he gonna do for the black community, saying he wanted to do stop and frisk, even when he called Mexican Americans rapists.
There's
But you
11 million people, many of whom were born or who lived their entire lives in the United States. How can you, I realize you said that you don't support him, but he is a literal figure of hate. He should not be.
Can I address why the marketplace of ideas I believe is so important?
Go ahead, yeah.
Even though I disagree with Joshua and Donald Trump, I think that the marketplace of ideas and eliminating safe spaces is really important because I think that it gives us room to talk about these sensitive issues that Donald Trump brings up. I think that Donald Trump is Islamophobic. I don't agree with a lot of his stances on immigration, but we need to be able to talk about these and allow these bad ideas to come to the forefront so that we can debate them and ultimately say, okay, these ideas are bad, or we decide, okay, these ideas are good.
Even if it emboldens white supremacists and black people are dying and Native Americans are camped out in North Dakota fighting for their land, and that there is people walking through this campus getting attacked by emboldened white racist supremacists based on this rhetoric. So you want us to jeopardize our safety so y'all can toss around ideas? That's what y'all want us to do? Because if you say absolutely,
he said absolutely.
like,
I absolutely, I didn't actually get that.
Go ahead, what's your question?
So
Yeah.
if you're trying to get rid of safe spaces on campus, right?
I'm trying to get rid of intellectual safe
Okay,
spaces.
you're trying to get rid of intellectual safe spaces. So right now we have a lot of people out here. So where would you have these meetings to, have everyone together? How would you do that? How are you gonna go about doing that?
Well, I'd assume that when
we can move out there now.
Yeah, we can go to the dining hall.
Like, if this is a good for you to talk about getting rid of intellectual safe spaces.
If you care about
there are
political
people out
discourse, you'll
here-
come out
right,
here.
There are other people out here who are trying to
We
get
wanna be
in on
part of
this,
the
to
conversation.
understand what's going on and what this is all about. And if this is just 18 people in here, you have
Guys,
a
are you
lot more
comfortable
people
moving
out here.
outside?
Just no re-emphasize.
If it's
That
something
is
that-
the violent.
hey,
What?
I'm done. We need
What
to
is, what's your reason?
That our GoPros are set up in here.
So is the
I want to make sure it's documented. Whatever
It's documented, there's cameras everywhere.
It's okay,
We have our security
Don't worry
security
about
out
it.
there, specifically for y'all.
We can
So is he king?
Yeah.
So now y'all don't feel safe, right? Now y'all don't feel safe.
He
has
can
to work going.
say something.
Are you intimidated by people of color and marginalized identities? Because I would hope
You're
not.
trying to get
Can
everyone
I
on the
just
same board.
ask my people a question? If they're-
No, his response was he didn't think it would be documented, which is being documented everywhere. You see cameras,
Okay,
cameras,
so now-
cameras.
Josh, now that you know that everything's documented, are you
I wanted to
ready
make sure we have our cameras out there.
Okay,
You
well,
want to
who would
take
choose?
a room outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
do this.
And just guys, just since we started early, we're actually gonna end at 5:25.
5:25, that's fine. Yeah. We had actually Jabari to get to. If y'all want to come to that, he's a very amazing speaker discussing the common book.
Yeah.
You guys could be part of that dialogue as well.
I think
Sorry,
that
guys.
was
You don't like Tanisi Coates?
Oh yeah,
No,
take it out there.
No, it's not gonna.
I have other people live streaming it. It's not really good.
Allow them to get into
You told them that and you are not going to allow them to get in this room.
We apply the same
There's no excuses. You allow them in there.
Unregistered group.
So that's a fault on your part, right? That's a fault on your part.
And we'll have the discussion right now. We have to discuss white supremacy. So, yeah, they're coming. Can we get a? Yeah, there's a lot of marginalized that want safe space here.
I just didn't realize there was that many people.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all can even, I can't see what y'all, sorry.
That's fine. I'm gonna see.
They're gonna end at 5:20 because they started early to avoid us.
I'm short as hell, so like I'm not gonna block anybody else's view.
Did they get that on camera? Yeah. So much for having a what? This is a meeting. Y'all want political discourse. This is your meeting. This is a meeting you're gonna get every time. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think they're gonna explain to us like what this is all about, like getting rid of the intellectual safe spaces on campus. So let's just give them a chance to like talk and explain.
We're just gonna continue the conversation that we just had.
Okay. Do you like it?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, technically, I'm chairman of Young Americans for Freedom here at KU. Currently, we're not a club because we are having trouble with an advisor. Turns out there are not a lot of conservative professors on campus.
White supremacists. I can say what he's talking about. I don't want to talk code. Language is important. You're not calling folks conservative around here.
Okay. So basically, what we're here today, or what we intended to meet about today was, we're a group of conservative-minded individuals. We're looking to destroy intellectual safe spaces on the University of Kansas's campus because we believe that they do not foster appropriate political debate for our time when issues are so contentious.
Can I give you the definition of an intellectual safe space?
Intellectual
safe spaces.
It was a definition of a safe space. Be clear.
Safe space. Intellectual safe spaces do not exist, but a safe space, the definition is a group that is marginalized to come together to communicate their experiences, typically on a college campus. So when you say you are not in support of safe spaces, you are saying you are not in support of a group of marginalized people coming together to communicate their experiences. Correct?
No, absolutely not.
If we could speak up just a little bit.
Okay. No, absolutely. Absolutely safe in areas of campus. It's not right for anyone to ever step into campus and not feel that they are marginalized because of their ethnicity.
If we tell you these things are marginalizing us, how's it your place to tell us that that's not marginalizing us?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
Yes.
This is Ian. He's our new finance chair.
What?
Ian Smith, I'm the new finance chair.
Stop. Let him finish.
This is a group of individuals meeting. We're not technically YAF at KU at the moment. But a core tenet of constitutionalism is that your rights end where another person's rights begin. And the right of any single person here to freedom of speech and freedom to say, essentially, inciting violence against other people.
But you're inciting violence. I'm being attacked on a national
physical violence.
You know, when the Constitution was written, I was a slave. Black people were slaves when the Constitution was written. So who wrote the Constitution? I would hate to say when they rights ended, that's when another ones begin. When there was a whole population that was enslaved and Native Americans that were being killed actively.
Still being killed.
Another question. So, like, can you give me an example of the intellectual safe space that you want to get rid of?
I'm sorry, may I answer her first and then get to you?
Yeah.
I would like to take
Because your Constitution is flawed if you didn't know.
Okay. If you have a problem with the
It's the law of the land, the law of the land created your entitled
I
ass.
didn't think that. Who am I?
Yeah.
Constitution is void.
And the laws that the subsequent goes after the Constitution.
Constitution. I sit in my law class and tell the professors who are lawyers. So the law of the land don't fly here.
Messenger Senator.
Continue, Ian. Finish.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. There's so much train of thought.
You're back to the Constitution where your rights ended, another one began, and that's why we should adhere to the Constitution that was written by primarily all white men, but primarily wealthy, slave-owning white men.
Wait, so if you believe that the Constitution is outdated and doesn't represent you, then I would absolutely.
I can't wait till you talk about power agency because I don't have none, honey.
I would absolutely condone that you talk to your representatives and get them to try to change the law.
Do you think black community have efficacy in government, but we have a representative government called the Republic that does not represent or resemble me? My narrative will never be shared with the government that dictates this country, the law of the land. But you know the law of the land is killing black men unarmed on camera. Anyway, the law of the land will never accommodate me, so you gonna tell me to go have fruitless efforts and talk to my congressman. That's your solution. If I'm not okay with spreading hate rhetoric, that's real science, and I want to know that science white folks did. Don't flip it over and show people. It's right here. I should go back again. What is that? I thought you wasn't what you reinforcing more. That came out of our video. That's what I'm getting on Twitter. I wish science back again. That's what your group causes. So you're creating unsafe spaces, trying to destroy safe spaces.
And we do not condone.
Why have you stopped
Then hold them accountable.
Because you don't care.
You don't police the internet.
So what are you trying to get?
I said if I could stop racism and everything, but I cannot.
So what
You're promoting racism.
Do you understand what you're doing? Breeds racism. If someone who is affiliated, I'm still in it right now.
Okay.
If someone who is part of your group is going to tweet this to this woman,
Are you going to say no members in your national group did that? Because they all here to Young American Foundation.
No one at this table.
doesn't matter.
That you're breeding racism.
The group,
I
that's the
do-
organization
I do not
what you do.
associate with people.
Then
who
why are you
believe-
What are you doing that allows them to put their name and words and images that they support and associate
In the name
it
of
with
y'all.
your group? Then why are they doing that? How can you not connect that in your brain? Why are you not doing that? Right? Why are you speaking out against it if you are not associated with it? Like literally, it's not that hard of a thought process.
Our argument's based on
Speak up, let everyone hear. Let everyone
I
hear.
want to know what kind of groups are you trying to give? Can you give me an example of a group that you're?
She's asked that several times.
So like, what's an intellectual group that you give me an example, like a specific example?
Well, an example that I believe, and also this is really dear to me because I feel that it undermines the very basis of conservatism that I truly believe in, and that's the alt-right. The alt-right online, I believe, is evil. They spread racist propaganda against people of color. Like, they're very extremely exactly.
But you want them to be able to function in the classroom and say that. That's what they say not having an intellectual voice.
I didn't understand. Maybe I didn't understand quite.
Okay, so I want to know. Okay, what I'm asking is, so you try to get rid of intellectual safe space. Give off a group on campus that's an intellectual safe space that you were trying to get rid of. Like what?
Here's an
No, give me a name, like of a group.
of the group that holds intellectual.
So let me ask you.
That's different, and you're asking this first. So changing your brain. I hope you wasn't going to bless me. That's what you're trying to create. I hope that's not the example you was going to use.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, let me give you an example. So, like the Black Student Union, are you trying to get rid of a group like that?
Oh, absolutely not.
Then what are you doing?
You can't
space that you're actually trying
to get rid of,
then what is the purpose of your group other than to be here and remind us that we're all fucking hated?
Seriously.
Yeah, we're just asking.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh.
I think we're not after any specific group or any group at all. The intellectual safe space, we believe, and we've seen from around the country, encompasses the whole campus. We don't feel that conservative ideas are, I don't want to say protected, but we've seen them shouted down. We've seen people assaulted because of them.
But we hear.
We hear it. Can I say something? Can I say something?
For example.
There's plenty of examples.
For
No,
example.
we're giving him a response. We hear him in the classroom all the
I would like to
time.
build on his point.
Okay, you can, but do you understand we hear conservative ideas in the classroom all the time? We're told that they don't think racism exists. They don't think marginalized identities.
You said at the last meeting that you do not believe that there is institutional racism on this campus. There is video proof.
Literally giving conservative ideas every single time we talk any controversial issue. So I don't know how you're saying that you guys are being marginalized or attacked. To me, it only comes down to white fragility. I will say that word and I'll say it over and over again.
You're not being systematically murdered.
Because you're being problematic and addressed, I feel uncomfortable. We feel that on a daily basis. We feel uncomfortable every time we walk on this campus because we're a PWI.
Okay, what I do not understand.
Do you feel comfortable to answer your own question?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so you.
I love this because.
Why did you have someone feel uncomfortable?
Okay, you say demolish.
I was asking my group.
Hey, you say demolish intellectual spaces. I haven't heard of one intellectual space.
His example is the classroom. Is that in the classroom?
No, I'd say the campus as a whole.
As a whole.
No, I mean, the University of Washington had a Students for Trump meeting. I know it's bad, right? But that's subjective. It's bad.
Okay, let him finish.
And
What
guys,
happened?
this is going to be the last word at the meeting. I've got some
What happened at the Students for Trump meeting at Washington is the local
Cigars and beer, right?
Yes.
It's the local it's like the local leftists and the communist group came in and they tore down their signs and they shut everybody up whose ideas they didn't agree with and they forced the group to disband at that time.
So where's that okay?
Our signs were torn down on Tuesday.
Well,
Yeah.
last Thursday I believe because
Because we came in and had political discourse?
no, you came in and shouted over people.
No, I didn't. I shouted
Yes,
when
you
you
did.
said blacks, when you said illegal, when there should be a wall. You wanted the right to say illegal, and you
do want
misgender
that.
my friends
I don't
over
want
and
the
over
right.
again.
I have the
That's
right
when
to
I
say
shouted out you. And I have that humanity where I can shout when you come for me with hate speech in a room. So I need you to know that. Listen here. Marginalized folks is a new breed, honey. We're not the same ones y'all was dealing with in the 60s. And that's what I'm going to let you know. Let you know. We've been empowered. You've educated us about them same fundamentals you was talking about that we supposed to have access to. We do know the Constitution. We do know our rights. And even though our communities are suffering under white supremacy still, we got our heads up. And so every time you meet, we'll continue to have political discourse. And we'll let you run to your cigar and beers after, even though we took time out our day to be here. But listen,
I like cigars and
here,
But the thing is, like
I said,